Welcome back to Sales Insights with Sarah. This is the podcast for sales professionals and business leaders looking to implement new strategies and drive sales growth in their organisations. I'm your host, Sarah Downs, and my guests and I will be sharing with you some of our own experiences in business and sales insights to help you gain focus and take action. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Sales Insights with Sarah podcast. So today I'm going to be talking about rapport, how to build rapport, why it's important to build rapport, and also give you some tips for connecting with others and building rapport. So as you know, effective communication skills are such an important part of any working or personal relationship. And the stronger your connection with others, the more you're going to be able to understand them and understand how you can help them, which in turn is really going to help you in sales. Human beings can build rapport really quickly by connecting through a number of different things, and most of all, empathy. So what is rapport? Well, to me, rapport is the way that we build relationships between people and establish some level of mutual trust quickly. Building rapport is how us humans connect, how we identify with each other, how we share feelings, and establish that two-way connection, which in turn helps us with communication. Rapport develops meaningful conversations, but also that willingness to listen, embrace, and just share that connection. I think it's important because it allows us to connect and build relationships that without rapport would be very difficult. It takes us to that more personal level and helps us get comfortable within certain environments. Great rapport can also help to facilitate the development of emotional intelligence and interpersonal skills. And this is something that really helped me back when I was a nurse, when somebody first came into the unit that I worked in, at often the most vulnerable points in their life. Without building rapport quickly, it would have been really hard to get them to trust and then allow us to provide the care we needed. And in sales, I see such a synergy with this because people often focus on the relationship. But to me, relationship takes time, where rapport can be built very, very quickly. So when we talk about relationships, rapport, we often talk about communication. But at the end of the day, verbal communication skills just aren't enough to establish that trust and ongoing this strong relationship that one person can have with another. It requires a number of different skills that are necessary to build trust and in turn effectively communicate with other people. So let's talk about some tips for building rapport. Now I'm going to talk about your body language, asking great questions, listening well, remembering people's names, which is often forgotten about, but is really important in building trust, and also finding a common ground. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about the body language. So really, you don't have to be an expert in all things body language, but the non-verbal communication that we show is really important to building rapport. So try to pay attention to some of the non-verbal cues, the mannerisms, eye contact, facial expressions, for example. When you're speaking with somebody, make sure you're facing them. Make comfortable eye contact, not some kind of stalker, psychopath eye contact, and also try and mirror some of their expressions. This isn't something you want to do too much of, but just in a comfortable way. Think about how you would have a conversation with a good friend or a family member. We need to show that we're tuned in to their own feelings and what they're talking about. And also be aware of those body language signals that may show that they are losing the concentration in what you're saying, or just appearing a little bit disinterested. If you're seeing this, you need to change what you're doing to help that. The other thing we need to do a lot of is ask questions. When you ask questions during a conversation, this is demonstrating your interest, that you're interested in what they're saying. And also the right type of questions, open questions, can eliminate the conversation getting uncomfortable and just resulting back into small talk about the weather, etc. We want more meaningful conversations, and we get those by asking great questions that are open questions and not closed off to a yes or no answer. And also, we need to learn to actively listen. Listening means giving your full attention, being in the moment with somebody as they're speaking. It is such an important communication skill, but is often overlooked. It will encourage that trust in the conversation that you're having. And also, if somebody feels that you're really hearing them, and they'll know this based on your non-verbal communication and the next question that you ask them, but if they feel that you're really listening, this is going to help to establish a good relationship and build great rapport. Okay? Then the other thing I noted was remembering people's names. It's something that is overlooked, but it makes a big impression actually. So it could be their name, or if they're speaking about their children, their friends, their colleagues, try and remember their names too. Now, this shouldn't be a difficult thing to do if you're actively listening, like I just said, but it really does show that you're being attentive to the conversation and interested in who they are or who else they may be talking about. The last and final, but definitely not least tip I can give you is find a common ground. Relate to the other person by identifying maybe it's a shared experience or an opinion or even where you are. So for example, if you meet somebody during an event, it could be the common ground is that event, the industry, the stand that you're on even. It could be an award ceremony. It could be that you're meeting for the first time on like a digital platform. Maybe the common ground is a post that they've done, a recent poll that you've both been involved in, an interview that you've listened to, a podcast that they've commented on. It could be anything. But it's really important to find a common ground. And also use your empathy. It's an important tool for connecting with other people, and it demonstrates a great understanding of what they're all about. So going back to why rapport is important, building rapport is important, So it really does help to build trust and facilitate that development of emotional intelligence and your interpersonal skills. By building self-awareness into the way you are when you first meet people and what you're focusing on is really going to help you. Try to make it all about them. It's not about you. And you will only be able to build rapport when you evidence this. Again, going back through the top tips on being aware of your body language, making sure that this is something that you're trying to use, especially that mirroring piece. Ask questions, actively listen to what they're saying, and make sure that you are paraphrasing and, using some of what they've said in your next question is really going to help. Remember their name and any other names that they're using and talking about will really help as well. And last but not least, finding that common ground. So that's it from me today. It's just a short one, but please do think about this. And the better you can get at building rapport, the more that's going to help you. Yes, one in sales, but also just in general in life. And like I said, I took a lot of my lessons around rapport from my nursing background into sales and into everything else I've done. And it's really helped me. So there's my 5 top tips. Hopefully, if you didn't realise how important rapport building was before you listen to this, you do now. I'll speak to you soon. Thank you for listening to the Sales Insights with Sarah podcast. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, so that you are notified of every new episode. If you could take a few minutes to leave a review, it would be greatly appreciated. See you next time.